Imagine this. Just 3 years ago, OpenAI was untouchable. ChatGPT exploded onto the scene, turning Sam Altman into the undisputed king of artificial intelligence. The company's valuation skyrocketed to over $157 billion. Microsoft poured in billions upon billions. Everyone believed that artificial general intelligence was just around the corner and OpenAI would own the entire future of technology. But right now, in December 2025, the empire is burning. Sam Altman has just declared an internal code red, a desperate, all-hands-on-deck emergency to save ChatGPT from total collapse under relentless competition from Google. The company is hemorrhaging money, burning through $25 billion this year alone, with analysts projecting cumulative losses of up to $500 billion by 2030. Top talent is fleeing in droves. Lawsuits are stacking higher than ever. Google's Gemini 3 has taken the crown as the best model in the world, crushing ChatGPT on every major benchmark and stealing millions of users. Even respected analysts are openly asking the question no one thought possible just a year ago. Is OpenAI heading straight toward bankruptcy? This is not speculation. This is not hype. This is happening right now, in real time, as we speak. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the insane meteoric rise of OpenAI and the dramatic ongoing fall that is shaking the entire AI industry to its core. If you are watching this, the AI landscape you thought you knew may never look the same again. Stay with me until the very end because I will break down exactly what this code red means and whether OpenAI can possibly survive 2026 or if this truly marks the beginning of the end. Let's go all the way back to the start. OpenAI was founded in December 2015 as a non-profit research laboratory. Its co-founders included Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Ilya Sutskever, Greg Brockman, and several others who shared a bold mission: to develop artificial general intelligence in a way that would benefit all of humanity and ensure it remained safe. In the early years, the organization operated quietly, publishing groundbreaking research papers and slowly building the foundational technology that would later change everything. Everything changed in November 2022 when OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public as a free research preview. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Within 5 days, it reached 1 million users. Within 2 months, it surpassed 100 million users, making it the fastest-growing consumer application in history. People around the world used it for school assignments, professional writing, software development, creative storytelling, and even personal conversations. It felt like magic, like the future had arrived overnight. In March 2023, OpenAI launched GPT-4, a model that demonstrated unprecedented reasoning capabilities, multimodal understanding through integration with DALL-E for image generation, and advanced voice interaction. Features like plugins, custom GPTs, and enterprise versions followed rapidly. Microsoft deepened its partnership by investing $13 billion and integrating the technology across Bing, Office, Azure, and countless other products. OpenAI's private valuation soared from $29 billion in early 2023 to $86 billion by the end of that year, and then exploded to $157 billion in 2024. Revenue followed the same trajectory, growing from essentially zero to $3.7 billion in 2024 and projected to exceed $13 to $20 billion in 2025. Weekly active users reached 800 million. Sam Altman became a global superstar, appearing before Congress, meeting with heads of state, and shaping international AI policy. OpenAI did not just lead the AI race. It created the race itself. Competitors like Google famously issued their own internal code red in early 2023 when they realized ChatGPT threatened the very foundation of their search empire. At that moment, OpenAI appeared completely invincible. Yet no empire in history has ever risen without developing hidden cracks, and OpenAI was no exception. In November 2023, the board of directors made a stunning decision. They fired Sam Altman, citing concerns over his candor with the board and the rapid pace of commercialization that they believed was compromising safety commitments. The announcement sent shockwaves through the tech world. Over 95% of employees signed a letter threatening to resign and follow Altman to Microsoft, which immediately offered to hire the entire team. Within days, Altman returned as CEO triumphantly. The dissenting board members were removed, and the company shifted even further toward a profit-driven structure. The damage, however, had already been done. The dramatic episode exposed deep internal divisions between those prioritizing safety and those pushing aggressive growth. In the months that followed, some of the most brilliant minds at OpenAI began to leave. Co-founder and chief scientist Ilya Sutskever departed in 2024 to start his own company focused on safe superintelligence. Chief Technology Officer Mira Murati left soon after. Safety researcher Jan Leakey and dozens of others joined competitors like Anthropic, publicly criticizing OpenAI for prioritizing shiny new products over robust alignment research. Competition intensified dramatically. Google accelerated development of Gemini, Anthropic released increasingly powerful Claude models, and open-source efforts like Meta's Llama began closing the performance gap while offering free alternatives. Legal challenges mounted rapidly. Major authors, publishers, and news organizations filed lawsuits alleging massive copyright infringement in training data. Privacy concerns emerged alongside tragic, real-world incidents where individuals claimed harm linked to interactions with ChatGPT. User growth, while still enormous, began to plateau around 800 million weekly actives as novelty wore off and alternatives proliferated. Most critically, the financial reality started to surface. Running large language models at scale is extraordinarily expensive. Training costs billions, inference costs hundreds of millions per month, and infrastructure commitments reached into the trillions. OpenAI was losing money on nearly every query, despite growing subscription revenue. Sam Altman continued to promise that artificial general intelligence was imminent and would unlock unimaginable value. But whispers of an unsustainable burn rate grew louder among investors and analysts. Then 2025 arrived, and everything accelerated into crisis. Financial losses exploded, reaching estimates between $9 and $25 billion burned in the first 3 quarters alone. Revenue continued to grow impressively to the $13 to $20 billion range, but expenses grew even faster. Long-term infrastructure commitments exceeded $1.4 trillion. Partners and investors carried nearly $100 billion in debt, directly tied to OpenAI's ambitious plans. Prominent analysts from firms like HSBC projected cumulative operating losses potentially reaching $400 to $500 billion before any realistic path to profitability, possibly not until 2029 or 2030. The talent war reached fever pitch. Dozens of senior researchers and engineers defected to Meta, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, and newly funded startups, lured by massive compensation packages that sometimes exceeded $20 million per year. Stock-based compensation alone was projected to cost billions annually. In November and December 2025, the competitive landscape shifted decisively. Google released Gemini 3, widely acclaimed as the new state-of-the-art model, outperforming every version of GPT across reasoning, speed, reliability, and multimodal capabilities. Millions of users migrated almost immediately. Anthropic followed with Claude Opus 4.5, further narrowing the gap. Viral features from competitors like Google's Nano Banana creative tool captured public imagination in ways OpenAI struggled to match. On December 2nd, 2025, Sam Altman issued the now infamous internal code Red Memorandum. He described the company as facing a critical moment for ChatGPT, acknowledged rough vibes ahead, and pointed directly to temporary economic headwinds created by Gemini's dominance. He ordered an immediate halt to all non-essential projects, including planned advertising products, advanced AI agents, shopping integrations, and the highly anticipated personal assistant known internally as Pulse. Every available resource was redirected toward fixing core problems in ChatGPT, improving speed, personalization, reducing hallucinations, and upgrading image generation capabilities. OpenAI responded by rushing out GPT 5.2 just days later, an incremental upgrade focused on reasoning and code generation. While it brought meaningful improvements, most independent evaluations described it as solid but underwhelming, lacking the revolutionary leap many had expected. Subsequent image generation updates followed, but the momentum clearly belonged to competitors. User traffic metrics began to show the first signs of decline. Monthly visits to ChatGPT dropped noticeably for the first time since its launch. Open-source models continued to erode the perceived value of premium subscriptions. Debt obligations mounted. Rumors circulated in financial circles about whether OpenAI had become too big to fail, or if it represented the next massive tech bubble ready to burst, drawing inevitable comparisons to WeWork, Theranos, or the dot-com crash. The question now hanging over the entire industry is profound. Can Sam Altman, who has already pulled off one miraculous comeback, do it again? Code Red emergencies have rallied teams before, and OpenAI still possesses enormous talent, capital, and brand recognition. Future model releases, deeper Microsoft integration, or breakthrough discoveries could reverse the trajectory. Yet the structural challenges are daunting. Astronomical ongoing costs, intensifying competition with no clear moat, legal liabilities, talent attrition, and a profitability horizon measured in years rather than quarters. OpenAI's rise was one of the most spectacular stories in modern business history, but 2025 has ruthlessly exposed its vulnerabilities. The Code Red Declaration may buy precious time, but the risks have never been higher. Will OpenAI emerge stronger and achieve its vision of artificial general intelligence? Or will it crumble under the weight of its own ambition? What do you believe will happen next? Will this be remembered as a temporary setback in an unstoppable march toward AGI? Or the beginning of a spectacular collapse? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Comeback story or bankruptcy by 2027? If you enjoyed this in-depth exploration of one of the biggest rise and fall stories unfolding right now, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Boeing's ongoing crisis is coming up soon. Thank you for watching. The AI revolution is only getting more intense from here.